Welcome back, everybody, and in today's video we are going to dive deep into the gritty city of Mordheim, a city shattered by a comet catastrophe. To truly bring the story of the fallen comet to life on your tabletop, today we are going to craft Warpstone Craters. These aren't just terrain pieces, they're storytelling elements to elevate the immersion for your game. These craters will transport your warband deep into the city of Mordheim. Let's go.
Alright, if you have not yet, please give us a like and a subscribe. Now I have this old castle thing that I built probably a decade ago for a D&D game. And to be frank, this thing looks like it was built by a 10-year-old or something. Nothing against 10-year-olds, but yeah, you know, I've advanced in my crafting, and there's all this nice foam, so we're gonna use it. And I was playing a game of Mordheim, and you know, looking through the book and absorbing all of that great artwork that's in there. And I've built lots and lots of different things for my Mordheim board. Little scatter pieces, ruined buildings, graveyards, aqueducts, all sorts of things, warpstone tokens. And you know, looking in the book and reading through the story, I said to myself that we're definitely missing, you know, like the damage of an asteroid. Like what would, or a comet, what would this you know, city really look like if it had been hit? And in one of the town crier magazines, they even have a map of the city which shows that there's a portion of Mordheim that actually is like a huge crater from the impact. So that might be a cool thing, like in the future, like a whole Mordheim board that's maybe like you know, a half circle sort of deal with lots of different elevation. That's a crater. That'd be cool. But anyway, so yeah, I want to make these craters. I want to make them glow, and so we basically just rip apart some of the foam here from the piece, and then build it around the light that I'm going to use. Now, if you want to do something like this, it's just, you know, build the foam around whatever light that you end up using. Now I have these like little lights that I use for videos, and maybe you don't have that type of stuff, so you could just use maybe an ordinary light bulb, or those little tea light things that a lot of people use for this stuff. Whatever works for you, and whatever is you know, whatever is going to be the amount of work that you want to put into something like this for what essentially is toys for grown-ups. So, and I have some little like 3D printed pieces, some failed, these are like failed Dragon Prince horses, and so they kind of have like a statue thing. So while this latex caulking that I've used to seal the gaps and form sort of the outer slope of the crater, I'm going to stick in some of this just extra stuff that I have. I have little crates here, a couple of these, you know, misprints. You know, keep this stuff. You know, it's good to. I think we're pretty wasteful as hobbyists, and I know everything is very political lately with the environment, and a lot of people have opinions on climate change and that sort of thing. And my simple view is, hey, if we can, even if we're wrong, if we do stuff that's good for nature, that's good for all of us. So, yeah, that's my TED Talk. And so, yes, now we're going to add some of the debris now that the caulking and the glue has all dried, and just using different pebbles and stones and sand to create the debris, and yeah, just using some tacky glue to do that, and also using that a little bit to fill some of the gaps and get through some of the sloppiness that we did. But this is a crater, so, and I'm gonna leave the bottom just plain black as I put on my American-made Freedom Paste on here. Yes, this is the legendary tabletop branded Freedom Paste. Yes, seal all your crafts with that stuff. And yeah, here we go. Just and then we're gonna match the paint job of a lot of the stone and brick patterns in my Mordheim board. And the buildings in my board are mostly gray, but I do have this portions of the street, which you'll see in the end of the video when we show off all this this stuff. And a lot of those bricks in the streets are actually like brown and red. So because this is all sort of sporadically placed anyways, I'm gonna just water down a little bit of the brown and red and kind of spread it everywhere. There is this sort of little piece on the bottom right that's a little like wood planking too that's been placed in there. So I'll just concentrate a lot of the brown on there, but I'm gonna be very sloppy and chaotic with how I apply this paint. And the acrylic paints, as you know, and I mentioned in all of our videos that we use, acrylic paint is gonna be much more opaque when it dries. So don't be deceived by the way it looks right now. And for those of you that use them too, you'll know. And then same thing, some green. There's a lot of little green and mold and that sort of thing, moss in my board. And we're gonna go ahead and add a lot of that, and it's coming along here. So it's nice to use some of the stuff that was laying around that we didn't use. Yeah, and honestly, that silly castle that I had looked terrible, and maybe in the future we'll make a cooler one. And yep, doing the red here, just picking out a few little bricks because there is that sort of thing going on in the board. And moving along here, almost finished. Just a quick little crater for the game. And also one thing I did not mention too is the way I tried to strategically place the bricks and the debris in a way too that we could also place some minis on here. Because sometimes that can get treacherous when you build these sort of natural formations with the way that things would actually slope in nature. And yeah, just adding some highlights here, going with a lighter green to bring out some of that yucky stuff in there. And yeah, it's looking nice. And now I have to find something to do with the rest of this old piece that I have. Moving on to the final steps here, we're going to use a wash that's just about a little bit of water, some black ink, a little bit of brown ink, some medium. Medium is the portion of the paint that's not the pigment, and a little bit of glue and some varnish, and to kind of give that dark look and have you put a little bit of dish soap in there too, just a smidgen to help the surface tension, to help the ink flow into the cracks. And then last but not least, we're going to use a little bit of watered down tacky glue. Sorry everybody, I'm just learning how to speak here. Yeah, I have these little Green Stuff World leaves. They're awesome. I just go through so many of them because I use a lot of them on the Mordheim board. So that is the project, and enjoy the video. We'll be back soon with Mordheim stuff, and we're gonna roll that beautiful bean footage.